True ignorance is not the absence of knowledge, but the refusal to acquire it. Karl Popper.
The following memorandum from Frank Price to President Carter through Jim Schlesinger highlights the dangers of burning fossil fuels. Jim Schlesinger responds in the return memorandum. Schlesinger does not share Price's sense of urgency. Too bad for humanity. Fossil fuel combustion has increased at an exponential rate over the last 100 years. As a result, the atmospheric concentration of CO2 is now 12% above the pre-industrial revolution level and may grow to 1s to 2.0 times that level within 60 years. Because of the greenhouse effect of atmospheric CO2, the increased concentration will induce a global climatic warming of anywhere from 0.0 to s degree C. To place this in perspective, at of s degree C would exceed in 60 years the normal temperature swing between an ice age and a warm period which takes place over tens of thousands of years. The potential effect on the environment of a climatic fluctuation of such rapidity could be catastrophic and calls for an impact assessment of unprecedented importance and difficulty. A rapid climatic change may result in large-scale crop failures at a time when an increased world population taxes agriculture to the limits of productivity. The urgency of the problem derives from our inability to shift rapidly to non-fossil fuel sources. Once the climatic effects become evident not long after the year 2000, the situation could grow out of control before alternate energy sources and other remedial actions become effective. Natural dissipation of CO2 would not occur for a millennium after fossil fuel combustion was markedly reduced. As you know, this is not a new issue. What is new is the growing weight of scientific support, which raises the CO2 climate impact from speculation to a serious hypothesis worthy of a response that is neither complacent nor panicky. The authoritative National Academy of Sciences has just alerted us that it will issue a public statement along these lines in a few weeks. The present state of knowledge does not justify emergency action to limit the consumption of fossil fuels in the near term. However, I believe that we must now take the potential CO2 hazard into account in developing our long-term energy strategy. Beyond conservation, we must be prepared to exploit nuclear energy more fully. As insurance against over-reliance on a nuclear energy economy, we should emphasize targeted basic research, which could lead to breakthroughs for solar electric, biomass conversion, or other renewable energy sources. I am already working with OMB and other federal agencies on a national climate research program, which would lead to a better assessment of the CO2 hazard. If you agree, I will work with OMB, ERDA, FEA, and NSF on alternate strategies for R&D, responsive to a possible CO2 hazard. The White House, Washington, July 7, 1977. Stu Eisenstadt, Bert Lance, Jim Schlesinger. For your information, the attached will be sent to the President on Monday, July 11th. Rick Hutchison Release of fossil CO2. The White House, Washington, July 8, 1977. Memorandum for Rick Hutchison from Jim Schlesinger. Subject: Memo to the President on CO2. As Frank Press memo indicates, the potential climatological impacts of CO2 is not a new issue. At the moment, the experts all agree that we need further information. The National Energy Plan recognized it and indicated that nearly $3 million was being requested for ERDA to study the long-term effects of CO2. This effort by ERDA and the NAS study noted by Press are discussed in the attachment. My view is that the policy implications of this issue are still too uncertain to warrant presidential involvement and policy initiatives. We intend to consider this issue in the preparation of the FY 1979 budget, both in terms of funding for further research on the problem and the priority for alternative energy technologies. At that time we will have the full report of the NAS study and further results from ERDA.